Okay, welcome everybody to the 2020 USBA Three Cushion National Championships. We're down to the final 8, and here I'm Ira Lee. I'm here with my billiard buddy Ken Felton. We're down to the final 8, and
everybody.
here I'm Ira Lee. I'm here with my billiard buddy.
This match is featuring Raymon Groot versus Young Q Lee.
Yep.
This is, like I said, we're down to the final 8, so the winner of this goes to the semifinals. And the players are going to lag the opening break. We're down to the final 8, so the winner of this goes to the semifinals. Players are going to lag. Young Q Lee wins the break.
So he actually hit the other side of the yellow ball, so it gives a slightly different position, not necessarily a better position, but he knows how to handle the situation. He would prefer to hit the other side, the left side of the yellow.
Put the yellow in the corner.
Put the yellow in the corner, have more chances, but he can solve this problem. He hit it a little too thin. Makes it complicated. All right, so he opens up with the break shot. Now, Raymon has a 5-6 rail shot, but he's looking where he needs to cut the white ball, and he needs to make sure he just passes the red ball. Doesn't want to knock the red ball away, but that should open up a path for the 6 rail. Let's see how he does it. Perfect execution. And let's take a look at what he has now. Raymon plays a very controlled game. This is his first U.S. Nationals representing the United States. He's a transplant from Netherlands. He just got his residency, permanent residency.
Oh, excellent.
And he is now an official New Yorker. He recently got married.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations to him.
Wow. Feather thin hit. And just misses. If he hadn't hit that, even just grazed it, he would have had a wonderful position. But he leaves Young Yu with a end rail shot, 4 rails. He's going to have to feather thin this red ball. And so he's going to be hitting the red balls so thin he won't worry about a kiss. He's looking at hitting a cross table with right English. He's going to swing over the red ball and then spin off the other long rail back to the short rail. He hit it a little thinner than he wanted to.
Yes.
The right English opens up the angle, lets him get around the red, and then the right English acting on the second rail brings it back down. He had a little too thin of a hit, maybe a little too much English. It's hard to say what the exact blend was, but so he gives the table right back to Raymon.
1-1 after 1 inning.
Raymon's been playing a great tournament. He's got a lot of experience playing in the Dutch leagues. So you can see just how, when he's focused, his control game is really impressive and very educational.
Imagine there's quite a few world-class players in that Dutch league.
Yeah. They've got nothing but world-class players. Now take a look at with the leave he left himself wide open. He can stun this over to the long rail and spin long. That's where he's looking. He's going to look at hitting the long, short, long. Passes the kiss and just barely misses. On a shot like that, he's hitting a lot of ball to stun over to the long rail. When you hit a lot of ball, you don't have to put maximum English. Your ball loses a lot of speed, so the spin speed ratio just goes up. You can hit one tip and you end up with maximum English on the rail anyway. So excessive English is just complicates your aiming and everything. So if you can hit closer to the center of the ball and get the same English you want off the rails, you can get more accurate hit. You don't have to deal with the deflection.
Short, long, long.
Short, long, long. Oh no, he actually hit long, short, would follow and hooked it. Yeah, it's hard to see what English he was putting on. Yeah, but he hit this deep in the corner and bent, and the ball bent after the second rail to lengthen. And it really opens up the table for this. Ooh, just so they're just kind of trying to read the table here.
Right.
I'm sure all of this
kind of like boxing, the first
information,
rounds, they're trying to feel each other
size up the table. You have to size up.
Except they're sizing up the table, not the other. Not the
opponent. Your opponent is the table.
Yes.
And the table can beat you up. But yeah, they're trying to read how sticky the rails are. What is the reaction? Billiards, it's very sensitive. So all that information is going to be useful for the end of the game. And they're reading the table that they're reading the situations that their opponents are witnessing too, because you don't have very many opportunities to see different shots. Let's take a look at this. He has a 5 cushion shot here. He's just going to cut the white ball deep enough into the corner that it doesn't interfere with the red. Let's see where he cuts the white. It's like got to pocket the ball over there. Just don't drive it to the short rail and kiss out the red. Oh, he drove it to avoid the red, but then he kissed his cue ball after 2 cushions. So that balance of timing, it's a challenge. There's unbelievably so many ways that you can kiss out. Have the first object ball kiss back into your cue ball or kiss the other ball before you score. I always marveled that with so few balls on the table and so much open space, why there were so many kisses on every shot. And Youngju's still having a little tough time judging the cross table shot. This is the second cross table shot he's missed. Similar flavor.
Having played pool first, you're not used to it because, you're pocketing that ball. So you're not thinking about, hey, where's the...
Yeah, that's
that
right.
ball's going to the pocket. It's not running around the table and potentially knocking into the cue ball or...
Yeah. The speed of the first object ball is a complication that pool players generally don't have to contend with. Because once it's in the pocket, it's gone. It's out of play. In billiards, it's just going to come back and haunt you. All the energy you put on your cue ball eventually gets distributed to the balls and into the table. So you have to deal with it. It'll come back and hit you if you hit it the wrong way. I think that's the appeal of the game, though. It's really fun to have to deal with, all these hazards and complications. It's why the solutions. That's why the game gets more interesting the more you play it.
Yes.
You know. Yeah. I think every year that I play it, I find it more and more interesting because you see more. Oh, that was a nice shot. Let's see. Now he's got a 5 cushion shot. If he can stun over to the other long cushion, and while at the same time not drive the yellow into the red,
Right.
then he'll be able to play a 6 cushion shot here, 6 or 7 cushions. I think he'll play at 6.
Oh.
Passed all the kisses.
Oh wow!
He passed 3 kisses.
Oh,
and barely misses it. Man, he hit it so well.
He did. I
expected him to hit that on with after 6 because going long or on that shot is harder to avoid the kiss. But very good effort.
Yes.
Just missed it by a centimeter on both sides of the ball. So it's still the early part of the game. It's a 40-point game. So as the players figure out the table, which, by the way, changes every day, every hour sometimes.
That's a beautiful shot by Raymon.
Oh, and a great leave here. He'll go off the red. He'll go off the red. Thin. He should be able to cut the red across the path, and then he'll come down and score. So he's going to carry him off the left side of the red, go pretty deep into the corner, maybe the first diamond or so, and one, two, three. Perfect.
Very nice.
Perfect. And now he knocks it off the rail, makes it even a little bit bigger.
On a run of 2.
Run of 2. Now, I think he has a chance to hit his third rail right where he's pointing right now. He's going to go off the right side of the red with a lot of left English. Try to get that. Oh, no, yeah. He's going to barely pass a kiss on the red. Hit it pretty thin. Well, you hit it a little full. A little too full. But he retreats from the ball.
So that's what you call a long angle, correct?
We call that a long angle sometimes. Sometimes people... the terminology in billiards is still developing, especially in the United States, since the game is becoming more popular here. So it's often called a long angle because the short table equivalent of that shot is called the short angle. So he's going to try to play this short angle, drop it into the corner there. Really nice shot. I mean, he flattened it. It's hard to miss it on that side from the angle that he had. Maybe a slight increase in English or a little follow, but he really hit that well. It's hard to miss it on that side, in other words.
Yes.
So Raymon playing his long angle. 3 or 4 rails. I think he'll try to go for 4. Oh, but he might make it on 3. He may have played it on 3.
Beautiful.
He brings the red in the middle of the table, which gives it more chances. Sometimes pushing the balls in the middle table is better than making a big in the corner. Because if you push a ball into the corner, then you're almost assuming you're not going to use that ball as your first object ball. And you have more options when you can hit either side of either ball. You don't want to cut off half your opportunities or to find solutions in past kisses. He's hitting this a ticky. And then a ticky into a 5-railer, passes the kiss. Is it long enough?
Yeah, I think it is.
Just barely passes.
Just missed.
Just barely passes.
So after 6 innings, the score is 6-3 in favor of Raymon.
And I think Youngyu is taking a look at swinging across table with right English off the red ball. Try to spin off the second rail.
3 rails.
Yeah, cross tables. Wants to spin to take. Just maybe a little too full, or maybe just a little bit too little English, but that was a good try. See how it doesn't grab as much on the... Didn't hook after the first rail that I think he wanted it to.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Didn't look like it hooked as much as...
But it was a good try. I mean, those types of shots are loathed with kisses. And, I'm sure he was thinking about one or two of them. Leaves Raymon a short angle. He should be able to thin this white ball enough to get it away from the red. But he may have been trying to pass it on top of it. That's very sensitive. With less English and good on top. He was trying to get his cue ball to go first before the first object ball bounced back off the rail. So challenging. So he's going to stun this to the long rail and play this around the table. There's only one way to score this, so got to have English on this rail. Does he have enough?
Nope.
Not enough English. So far, Younggu's been misjudging the amount the English grabs off the rail. In the last few shots, he didn't quite have as much English, so hopefully he'll make that adjustment. I'm sure he's cataloging all of this into his brain, and sometimes it'll take a few innings, but when it all comes together, then you can pound a lot of points down. Yeah.
Then the run comes.
He's that kind of player. He was the runner-up in the Nationals in 2004, I believe. He averaged 1.2 for the whole tournament, which was very impressive at that time. I'm pretty sure that year Pedro won it. Pedro was winning a lot of tournaments in the 2000s. Raymon plays a very nice and controlled short angle shot. All the balls are in the middle of the table. As you can see, he can go off of either ball on either side. He always keeps his options open. He's taking a look at where he has to hit the third cushion, looking at the line. But now he's got to make sure he doesn't bank that red to interfere with the white, because it's going to go in that direction. If he plans to hit it thin, then it might cut one rail kiss into the white. If he hits it full, he's got other kisses to deal with. It might go too long. So let's take a look at what he does. Beautiful. Just didn't slide and didn't grab the English. It's the same problem that Younggu's been having.
Yes.
The first player to realize the table will make a run and take off. Younggu's still struggling with the table, but I see him very focused. He knows what he needs to do. Just stay in the game. He's going to try to pass this kiss very, very, very close. Very thin. Try to pass the kiss by a millimeter. It's so tough. He does it perfectly. Yep.
Beautiful.
He passes that kiss just by a millimeter. Hits it super thin. And now he would like to play a short angle, but he would have to slice that red away from the yellow. I'm a little bit curious to see what he's going to do to solve this. He's going to hit the yellow first and maybe try to go 5 rails. And if he does that, he's looking at the line where he needs to be. If he does that, that yellow is going to bank twice across, and he's got to make sure he doesn't double bank it into the red. Yeah, it's a big problem. He's giving up on that. He's going to hit the red ball. I wonder what he's going to do. He's got to cut the red away from the yellow, otherwise he'll get a kiss. Ooh, he hit it full. Perfect. Is there a hole? No, he makes it. That was a beautiful shot. So he hit it full with almost no English to make it short. Caught the corner and avoided the hole.
He's on a run of 2 right now?
Yeah, it's a really nice shot. So many details that you have to think about. He's going to do this cross table. There's a couple of kisses to pass, but he must see the opening. So he's going to try to go long, 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 long. And does he get back to the rail? Long, 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 long. So he hit the speed? Yeah.
He did.
Perfect. That's a really, really nice shot. I say long, 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 but that was a long, 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 kept traversing down, which takes a special English and special stroke. You don't want too much English because otherwise the English reverses after the second rail. So you just have to have a little English to start it going, and then it keeps going, traversing down the table in accordion fashion.
Run of 3.
Run of 3. Now he's starting to feel the table. He hit that. He clipped that a little too thin. He had to hit it thin, but that was a little too thin. But at that distance, you have to deal with the deflection, the swerve. There's just so many problems.
So 7-6 right now.
Mm-hmm. So Raymon's going to try to go short, long, long, and then go into the corner. He hits it perfectly. Perfectly.
Great shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot. You have all 3 rails going into a big corner, and as he gets rewarded,
it's on the rail.
It's a challenge, as always. I wonder if he can do something off the red ball. He's looking to see if he can do anything from the red ball. There's not too many shots. He could reverse and go around the table off the left side of the white, but he likes to hit this close red ball. He's going to try to double the rail with inside English, reverse English, hit this long rail twice. Is it deep enough? Does it have enough English? Just not enough English.
That was a very nice.
It's a very nice effort, but he really needed to make that because he not making it just sets up a position for Young Yu.
8-6 after 9 innings.
8-6. So he's going to try to play this short. He'll drive the yellow away and then take the 3 rails. Let's see if he judges the English.
Looks pretty good.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Now he can try to. He might be able to hook off the yellow ball and make a 4-rail shot. If not, if he can, he'll look at a bank shot. The bank shot actually looks really juicy because obviously they like to hit off balls first, and that's what he's going to do. But a bank shot would give a nice opening too. But he's going to just use follow and take 4 rails here. I don't think he can make it short enough to go 5, but he'll get 4. Ooh, he passes the kiss, actually pushes the red forward about an inch, and then misses the ball by the same margin that he relocated the red by about, a centimeter, and then he missed it by a centimeter, so it just left town.
Wow.
Very unlucky. And with a poker face, he sits down. I'm sure he anticipated that the kiss was coming and he was trying to avoid it. So the fact that he got the kiss is nothing to be disappointed about. He just mishit it ever so slightly. Similar shot from Raymon. This time Raymon avoids all the problems. He has a fairly easy shot off the red, spinning long, short, long, short. I think he'll probably go. He can go 3 or 4 rails with the strong inside English. Taking his time here. Avoided the kiss by a foot.
That's great.
Takes care of any hole problems. And
He's on a run of 2.
Runs 2 with a very good position. So, one shot I see that he might be able to play. He looks like he's very fixated on this short angle. He could also go cross table draw off the left side of the red, but he's not looking at that. He's a very good straight rail player. So these little short table shots, he's very precise. He's going to try to play the short angle. Very thin ball. He's looking at the exact line. A little bit of English. Oh, he played long, short. Sorry, he played short, long, long. He actually tried to hit the short rail first and just kill the English and catch the third rail. But he may have picked up a little English on the first rail that he didn't cancel. It was a complicated shot.
So scores 10-7 after 10 innings.
Yeah.
We are now a quarter of the way through.
I'm a little surprised that he must have really felt good about that shot. I think the reaction off the rail really surprised him. Table is getting a little stickier than it was the first couple of days. He's trying 2 rails to hit full on the red and then kick back into the rail right before the yellow. Ooh, and he misses. He misses it. Just missed the red. The English grabbed. He put a little bit of hold up on that.
He put a little.
Yeah, and that maybe a little too much bit on the first rail. Same problem.
And where before he was playing shots and he was under Englishing.
Yep.
He's like, all right, I need to probably put a little.
Yeah, that's the nightmare billiards players have to do. You adjust and you over-adjust, you overcompensate, then you undercompensate. The rails seem to be grabbing more than they're anticipating. That seems to be my sense. So Raymon leaves a fairly straightforward short angle that I think he can. I think he can pass this kiss just by a couple of inches by putting lots of right English, hitting it pretty thin, and then spinning into that corner. He does have to hit it thin. He jacks up a little bit, maybe curves a little bit into the ball, help him take the kiss out. Beautiful shot. Yeah, if you play with a 2 level of a cue, it's a bigger chance of a kiss. So by hitting it this way, he takes the kiss out. He passed the kiss by 5 inches.
So that's why I keep getting all the kisses.
You have to know when to jack
I
up.
keep using my pool of like, oh hey, but level cues are better than.
Yeah. I remember watching Sangli handicap a new player that showed up in the room, and the guy didn't even take a shot yet, but because of the angle of the cue that he was aiming at the shot, Sangli said he knew what his handicap was. So Raymon has this long shorts drop in, and I think he'll make it or get real close. Anyway, if he makes it, it's safe, a little safe. If he misses it, it's a little safe. If he makes it, he should have a decent position. That the reverse English, whenever you hit opposite rails.
Yeah, so he hit a hair left on that.
He hit left, and then whenever you hit opposite rails, that English becomes reverse.
Could you have hit it with a little bit of right?
Not in that situation.
Hook it into there?
Not from where his cue ball was. If his cue ball was more to the right, then what you're saying is true. When the cue ball when he's hitting the first rail pretty perpendicularly, that's not true. But it grabbed a little bit too much on the second rail, and that's why he missed that shot. Youngyu swings at a bank shot and nails it. It's a good try. It's not unusual for. The room's been a little bit damp the last few days. There's still actually water dripping from some leaks in the roof. Players have noticed. That humidity mixes with the chalk dust and creates a sticky residue that's a nightmare. Yeah. So especially in the morning match. I'm not saying that this table's playing short. It's actually playing pretty beautifully. Misses uncharacteristically. Doesn't hit the third rail. So let's see.
It's 10-9 after
It's 10-9 after 13 innings. Neither player really has had a chance to really, catch a gear yet. But I feel like I feel like it's going to happen.
I do too.
Both players severely under averaging on their normal batting average. I think if he feels like he can dive into that little hole and catch two rails in the corner, or he can do it long. I kind of think he's better with lots of spin to get into that hole. Oh, he's playing long. Perfect.
Very nice.
And because the red ball wasn't really in the corner, it's definitely a bigger ball to involve the short rail somehow, to make it to make your target even bigger. He's going to try to reverse all the way around the table with right English, hit the yellow, and then unless he thinks he can double the short rail, but I think he's going to go all the way around. Yeah, reversing all the way around. Hits it great. Nice shot.
Very nice.
Nice shot. And with a good reward, he's going to have a draw shot off this yellow. Some kisses to avoid. So he's looking at the red ball to see if there's any natural no kiss solutions. He'd rather hit the red ball, score on the red ball, since it's literally as big as 10 balls. But he's got to pass a kiss. This yellow ball he's going to hit it pretty full and draw, and this yellow ball is going to come flying back at him. And he passes the kiss. It's all under control.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a very nice control.
He's on a run of 3.
And look, he drove the yellow ball 5 rails
2 position.
back into this location. It's useful as a third ball, but now I think he's going to hit the yellow first, short, long, and try to back into that red. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get a hole. There is a pretty big hole behind that red, so he has to choose whether he's going to go directly into it or back into it with spin. He'll be hitting the yellow ball full enough so it banks away from his it banks across, and then his cue ball crosses on top of it, so it won't be a kiss. It's just the hole he's got to deal with the red. Let's see if he goes 3 rails or 4. Looks like he's trying to go 3. That's the hole. That's a hole. It's dangerous, and it's he hit it well. It's and a good speed, but just passed it, passed through. See, if the red ball was an inch closer to the short rail, there's no hole.
Right.
It becomes a big target, and sometimes you see a target, and if you aim for the middle of it, and there's a hole right in the middle of it, it's dangerous. He's going to do cross table, long, short. It dropped a little bit too much. He didn't have the hold up, and no amount of body English is helping. But he defends a little bit here, although I do really believe he wanted to make that.
I do too.
12-10 right now. He's going to try to slide underneath the red and then reverse and keep flat on he uses reverse English to keep flat up behind. Oh, he's actually spinning. It's interesting. I don't think he was trying to cross on top and spin in. The angle seemed awkward for that. He might have been trying to go underneath it, but I can't be sure. Again, he returns to safety. It's a close game, and the players don't want to leave their opponent's cue ball between the other 2 balls. So you'll hardly ever see them do that. Both players are very tactical. So he blasted at that one. And he opens up the table for Youngyu. That was a mistake. So Youngyu's got a good chance to score here. He's shooting a little bit over the red ball, so it's tough. You're 8 feet away, and then you're going to curve the ball and try to get a perfect hit. It's tough. He has to hit the third cushion right by his arm, right by his the long cushion near his arm. And it's because, he almost got a friendly kiss. After, the second after he released the ball, he knew he was too long. The cue ball curves a little bit on its way with the running English, so he hit a little less ball than he wanted to. So Raymond's taking a look at if there's anything he can do off this red ball and go 4 rails, because problems with the cross table. Oh no, he was looking at the line. He's going to hit this white ball full and then spin around. Hopefully he'll miss that hole. With maximum English, it's easy to get a hole. Oh, he's going long. This is nice. This is really nice. The spin? Oh,
Just missed.
that's the maximum spin was there that he needed, but it grabbed a little too much on the long rail. And oftentimes, even if you're a little bit long, you hit that short rail, and that massive spin will pull it into the red. But just so close. Nice shot. He'll leave some. I can't imagine he'll miss this.
Could he double the rail?
He can double the long rail. He can hit with no English, 2 rails, hit the yellow, and then hit the rail again. He could double the short rail. I predict he'll make this. There's really many ways to score. He's going to double the short rail. And he'll open up the yellow for a nice position. Hopefully knock the red ball to make it a little bigger, because when it's tight in the corner like that, it becomes like a marble. Oh, he played. I'm very surprised that he tried to go 2 rails. I don't know, clip the red and hit the yellow? I mean, he almost made it, but it's amazing how he missed that. I mean, I'm amazed that he went for that he didn't double the rail, but wow. He must have felt it. He's got to shoot this lefty. That's always problematic. Well, it's problematic for people that are not really ambidextrous, you know. He'd prefer to, and using a bridge is not always an option, because you got to dose up the cue ball with English, and with a bridge, it's maybe the worst thing. Somebody has to invent a bridge where you can hit maximum English. Opposite-handed. This is very, very tricky. I'm curious to see if he's going to go long or short. Maybe in the hole. No, he's perfect. He's perfect. He played it short, and he made it short. And he's a little relieved there that he made that, because he leaves himself a chance to do a 5-cushion shot. Problem here is, though, if he has to hit it pretty thin, and that white ball might end up interfering with him. He has to hit it so thin to make it 5 rails. A little follow in right English to try to make it as short as possible, because he doesn't want to let the ball slip and miss his long. And he's really thinking, how is he going to avoid this? Oh, look at that. He played it short, long, beautiful shot. Yeah, he didn't even try to shorten it. Like I thought he was playing a 5-rail shot. He went to the end rail and played it as a drop in. It's hard to interpret the shots when you're not in front of the table, in front of the shot. So yeah, he might not have been able to see enough of that long rail to play at 5 to go short. Okay, so he's gonna try to grab 2 rails in this corner, and maybe a rail down on the bottom. This is very, very sensitive. A little bit too much English. A little too much English. Or maybe he wanted to go a little deeper into the corner. That's probably what he was trying to do. So he opens up the shot for a two-way shot off the red, 3 or 5. Let's see what he does. There's really no kisses here. As long as he cuts the red ball. Wow, this is the only hole. That's the only hole. And he might back it up, but It doesn't quite grab, doesn't have the speed. If he was a little bit longer, if he was a little bit shorter, he would have made it. If he was a little longer, he would have went 5. So he found that hole where
By a millimeter or two.
where you still hit the long rail, but it doesn't back up into ball.
Leaves a short ankle for Raymon. Raymon was practicing these a lot during warm-ups.
Oh, what's he doing? Feather thin. Missed the kiss.
Oh, did not miss the kiss.
Yeah, he missed a few of these so far, and he leaves a total hanger for Youngyu. That was a chance to even up the game, and now Youngyu might run a few points from here. Let's see if he goes directly into the red or backs in, because if he can leave the yellow behind the red, oh, he banks it twice. Now it's a kiss problem. Ooh, and a little lucky. I'm surprised that he hit it so full. Yeah. He was actually long on that shot. He was going to miss that shot long, but the other ball came and kissed it. So it's a situation where you do everything wrong and you still score. And
Does it again.
2 in a row, 2 lucky shots in a row. Raymond's thinking, when's my time going to come? 2 missed hits, double kisses, friendly kisses to score, kissing in to score. It's rare, 2 in a row. Somebody made a video with 4 in a row, and I think that might be the world record. Yeah, it's not that, to get a few lucky shots in a row. And then he misses the ticky that he expected to make. Just looking at that shot, I'm not going to question him, but the cue ball must have been off the rail, because otherwise it's not even a legal shot. If it was already frozen to the rail, then you're not allowed to take that shot and count it as a rail. But it must have been off the rail. Youngyu is a very knowledgeable and honest player. And that gives an opportunity for Raymon to make a nice shot and develop the position.
Yeah, this whole tournament that we've been at, I don't remember hearing or seeing a single controversy.
Oh, yeah, well, the players are very experienced, and they're very experienced with controversy, too. and everybody understands the fruitlessness of it, When you have a situation where you don't have referees, it's basically we rely on our honesty and our integrity. And for the players, that's very important. As a billiard player, it's very important. So when we say it's a gentleman's game, I think having a rule like shooter's call, it's meaningful,
It's a beautiful shot. So after 19 innings, the score's 15 to 13. Youngyu Lee is leading over Raymon Groot. And this is the 2020 USBA 3-cushion National Championship. We're in the round of 8. The winner of this match goes to the semifinals.
Youngyu's brother Tae, who plays about the same speed as him. His younger brother is also in this tournament. Taegyu is Youngyu, and his brother is Taegyu. Is he looking to play this off the yellow ball? I think he is, as a short angle. He's just going to hit it very thin. Little foul, a little bit of right English. If not, he's going to have to hit the red and then play, dodge a few kisses. But I think he's.
Does the winner of this tournament move on and represent the U.S. in like the Worlds or anything? Or?
Well, he'll have an opportunity to play in some world in the World Championship. So yes. Unfortunately for the United States players, there are many years where the United States is not represented in the World Championship simply because of funding issues. Yeah, we'd like to change that. So support the stream, watch the stream, share everything, and that always helps.
That's a great point. If everyone could, please like and forward the stream. That would be extremely helpful to the players,
Raymond's
to our sponsors, to the USBA.
Raymond's about to play a very interesting shot twice around. He passes the kiss just by a little. And is he long enough to score? Absolutely. This is a beautiful shot. Very nice shot. And I hope he has he's been rewarded here. I think he might be able to slip out of that corner without a kiss and get long enough to attack this white ball. And that's what he's looking at. He just has a little margin. He'll be able to clip the two cushions out of the corner and narrowly avoid a kiss with the red to hit the middle of the long cushion to run into the white. Let's see what happens. Perfect. Very precise. The U.S. players don't have an opportunity to compete, to be as competitive in the world stage because not for lack of talent, but they just don't have the opportunity to play at the top level, top players as often as the Europeans do, or the Koreans, or the Asians. They have a lot more events, so naturally their experience develops. But I think, our nationals here on this side of the hemisphere has shown that, the Americans can play as well. You have some young players. Kang just averaged 2 in his last match. There's a lot of players that were averaging 2 in the preliminaries. 2 and more, 2.5. Right, yeah. So we streamed some really great matches.
2 or 3 matches that were 12 innings.
So that's world champion. I mean, that's champion pace. And I think with just a little more experience, and more seasoning, the American players can compete. It's this.
Would you say that the American players they have the talent, they just don't have the consistency yet?
Yeah, the seasoning. It is also it costs too much to travel so far to compete, so they can't do it as regularly. In most countries in Europe, you could drive directly to the next World Cup or take a train. We can't even take a train to the next state in this country. So
let's say someone like Kang really wanted to try and step up to the next level and try and compete on that world stage.
Oh, just slips. Yeah, I mean,
what would he need to do that? I mean, would he have to move to Korea and essentially play full time in Korea, or?
Well, Korea is another animal. I mean, there's millions of players and thousands of players that are very, very strong, playing at a very strong level. So, I mean, it's hard to win a tournament from over there, but he definitely would benefit from being playing stronger players all the time. Ooh, just didn't. he was afraid of running into the yellow, I think, to play that 4-rail. But we were saying, I mean, Sang Lee was able to develop his game in isolation through discipline and through just his own desire. So it's not necessary that you, and he impressed upon this to me, that it's not necessary that you're always in competition with them. You have to have that discipline and desire to practice. In many senses, this is a game. It's a very cerebral game. You have to have the right thinking in order to play. So it's not just the experience. You have to have the right concepts and everything, and you can develop that. In an isolation booth, theoretically, right? If you're smart enough. Oh, he just got kissed out in the last moment. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
It looked like a good line.
Yep.
So he's going to play this cross table. Long. I think he'll probably put a little English so he can grab the 3rd rail on the short rail. No. He's going. He might be going up and down. Yeah. Going up and down. A little too much English. It's either too much English or he picked up a little too much English on the 2nd rail, which acts on the 3rd rail and then could open it up. It's a very sensitive shot, You can put no English in it, but as you rub against the long rail, if you go with a different speed, you can pick up a lot of English. At certain, if you're glancing at the rail, there's a point where it'll pick up like 2 or 3 tips of English, Oh, hits this very well. Holds the red ball so it doesn't interfere with the shot. Makes the point and leaves himself a good lead. So he ties it up at 16.
So how long has Raymon been in the U.S. now?
A couple of years.
Couple years.
Yeah, he just got married. Might not even be 2 years. He just got married. And, it feels like yesterday. And they just bought a house. So they're going to be moving into a new situation very soon. Yeah, very close. Within 10 minutes of Caram Cafe. Look, a beautiful 5-cushion shot. Does he pass this kiss? Does he pass this kiss? Barely passes the kiss. That's beautiful.
By like 2 millimeters.
Good timing. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a difference between getting another nice shot or relinquishing the table. Yeah. So, and he just took the lead and now he wants to do something with it. So he's got to really feather this. Hopefully he has enough English on the 3rd rail to make this long enough. Otherwise he could miss this short.
He's on a run at 2.
Yeah. He doesn't want to kiss the red either. He's got to hit it just perfect.
We're almost halfway through the match. It's a race of 40 points.
Perfect. He took care of the problems, and I think he might have a chance to hit the left side of the white and play it short. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully he doesn't go in a hole. Oh, he was able to get enough English to go long. That's even better. That's great. And he relocates the white ball into the corner. It's actually, opportune that he's not frozen to the rail because now he can actually play behind the white in a short angle. That's if he can feather this red ball thin enough.
On a 4 right now?
On a run of 4, And I think he's in a good position to just touch this red ball, just barely graze this red ball, and put enough English to get 2 more rails in the corner. And that's what he's going to try to do. He should have a good shot if he gets a good thin hit on that. If he gets a good thin hit on this white, he can have another easy shot. Yep, there he is. That's a great shot. Now, many options from here. He can go off either side of the red. He can go off the either side of the white. So whatever he feels he can manage the best, which is avoiding kisses. There's no kisses anywhere on any of the options. So I think he's very comfortable here.
Run 5.
It's a run of 5, and this is where he needs to capitalize on all the table reading for the last 20 innings. He's going to stun to make a short angle and try to use a spin shot. A lot of English is. Oh no, he went around the table. I thought he was going on the other side of the ball. Just misses. Oh, he really wanted to make that.
So it's 20-16 now.
Yeah, and he brings the game. Now he's changed the game. The players have reached the halfway mark, and it's customary that they will take a break, a bathroom break, maybe wash their face,
Beverage, water.
take a beverage, and I think that the second half of the game is going to be very different from the first because they were really struggling with the character of the table. But I see that those struggles are disappearing, and they're getting more comfortable. Certainly, the last inning of Raymon and Groot shows that he's really developing the sense of the table. So I think the second half of the game will be much better.
I agree. I think so. I think they both know that they're going to have to start putting some runs together if they're going to take this match.
So let's thank our sponsors, actually, while we're on this break.
Absolutely.
Our sponsors are Predator Carom. They're making the 3-cushion Vantage shaft that a lot of champions are using, and their upcoming Revo carbon fiber Carom shaft is being used being used to win big tournaments by top players like Danny Sanchez, Jeremy Bury, Hugo Patino, and Typhoon Tazdemir and others. Sangli Chalk, Aramith Balls, Yvonne Simonis Cloth, Carom Cafe, of course, High Rock Productions, and USBA. We're going to, stay tuned. The game is not done. The score is 16-20
I'm going to try and run and get some
in 24 hours.
tables.
We'll be right back when the players don't go away. We are back. Players have taken a short bathroom break. And now Younggu's back at the table for his 24th inning. He's playing a real first shot. He's just got to play with the right speed so he can stun over there after hitting the rail on the ball, and he makes the point.
Very nice shot.
And his cue ball barely passes fast enough to avoid a kiss.
I just went over to the table next to us. Miguel Torres is playing Sonny Cho. It's 28-25 right now. I don't know who, but Miguel's on the table in the middle of a run.
So it's a close game, huh?
Yes.
Both former national champions. It's anybody's game, it looks like. So Younggu goes for a 5-railer.
Very nice.
And makes it. Leaves the table open.
Young Q's on a run or two.
And you really only can see the yellow ball, so half his options are cut off. He could play a short angle, just got to avoid driving the yellow into the red, or he can do a cross table shot even. It looks like he's going for the short angle. Let's see where he drives the yellow ball. He actually almost made it, but he ran into the kiss I was just talking about. That's actually very tough to pass that kiss. You have to bank that first ball into that hole. So, I mean, he knew that. He was trying to avoid that.
So it
Just hit a little too full, I think.
31-25 Miguel over Sonny Cho right now.
Wow. So Younggu is now 2 points behind Raymon, who just took the lead with a run of 5 just before the break. And I see here that he has a 5-cushion shot. It looks like he's going to off the red, but he looks like he's going to instead stun this and play a speed shot off the left side of the yellow. Three rails only. It's a one-way shot. Let's see how he handles it. Just misses it. But it's a good effort. Really good effort. That's a tough shot. He must have seen a kiss off the red ball. And then it wasn't exactly that the white ball was really big in the corner, so that's why he went for that. He felt he can use speed and play the action of the ball to make it. Younggu's going to play this 4 cushions, driving the red ball into that hole, and hopefully the red ball doesn't go 2 cushions and haunt him while his cue ball comes around. Oh, he hit it full, so he avoids all those problems that I was talking about. And perfect.
So the other 2 matches are Kang Lee versus Mason Shuney, and then Young Q's brother Ty versus Gilbert Najim.
Looks like Kang is beating Mason Shuney. So he played another natural, and was on a run of 2.
Tied up at 20.
Now he's got a 4 or 5 cushion shot here. Let's see if he plays. He tried to play it short, and went too short.
As he was stroking that.
Yeah, he's not a tall player. He's not as tall as Raymon, so a lot of shots are a little out of reach. He's got to use the extension. He's got to, be able to shoot better both hands. Everybody has to compensate. So the shot here looks like he's going to try to drop this in a tiny hole behind the red. He's got about an inch of margin there. He's got to judge the right English on the first rail and the reverse English on the second rail, and he does it perfectly.
Beautiful.
Plays it just perfect execution all around there.
Well, since coming back from the break, both players have,
You have a chance to refocus, splash some water in your face, relieve
nerves have
yourself.
probably gone a little bit.
Yeah. He knows the table now. He just has to execute. He's going to play this draw. He's going to draw this short, long, short. Maybe catch 3 or 4 rails. He's right next to the ball, so he can't really, mishit it. Oh, the ball jumped.
Yeah, good job.
I saw the ball jump off the rail, and I think that's probably why he missed it. I'm not sure if it was because he stunned off the ball, or he probably was trying to take straight lines. If you hit it, you can hit it thinner and then try to curve the ball off the rail and get the same line. It looked like he just stunned the ball, and the ball jumped. If you're jacked up a little bit, the ball actually leaves the table. And if the timing of that airborne nature of the ball and the rail interaction is just right, it can destroy the entire shot. Youngju's going to try to go long, 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 short, long. The long, long, short drop in doesn't work. There's not enough angle. So long, long, short, long. Oh, he was able to dive in. Yeah, I was wrong. It's hard to see the angle from our perspective here in the booth, but he was playing long, long, short, and just barely missed it. It's good effort. So 26th inning here, and Raymon is looking at a spin shot to the right side, to his right. Let's see if the spin takes, grabs it, scores, opens up the table. So, Ken, if you notice, position in 3 cushion is a little different than position in pool. It's very difficult to, if not impossible, to set up for particular shots. You're looking for open options, and sometimes it's just about avoiding bad positions. There are more, especially with players with he hits it a little too full and he goes long, leaves an open shot. There's a reason why players are playing safety, try to leave distance and awkward angles for their opponent, is because if they leave it up to chance, with all the knowledge that the players have, they always seem to know what to do. So if you leave it up to chance, your chances are you're going to sell out. So the playing position is the opposite of that. If you just left it to chance, you probably leave yourself an open shot. What you want to do is you got to avoid leaving obviously bad positions, like a lot of distance between your cue ball and the object balls, facing them. You'd rather leave your cue ball between the balls, and then you always have options to see either side of either ball. So it's a different concept than in pool, where in pool you're looking for a particular, spot on the table, or at least a line or a zone. In billiards, sometimes you try to put the ball exactly in the same spot, and it's just a kiss that's impossible to avoid, and you have to shoot off another ball. So looks like he's going to try to hit it pretty full and then go 4 rails, 3 or 5 rails. He goes 5. He drives that yellow ball away, and it looks like he's going to make this. He's getting rewarded with the balls in the middle of the table. Beautiful. Very precise. Difficult to get the exact action off the rail when the first ball that you're hitting is frozen to it. It's easy to have the cue ball hook, have some action off the rail, and either bend or hook off the cushion. But he controlled that perfectly. Now he's got a short angle where I think he can drive the yellow ball. Oh, he really expected to make it. He tried to drive the yellow ball to the other corner, and now he went from he tied it up, but he went from the possibility of run, and now giving Raymon a relatively makeable rounded shot with no problems. There's not even a kiss here. He can drive the white out of the way as he did and makes the shot. He backed out, which actually is even better because then you have open up short angle possibilities. But I think he was trying to play it directly. Missing on the short side is not unexpected. So he's going to try to feather this with hold up. Let's see if he holds it up enough. He does.
Very nice.
So instead of
Young Gilbert Naja match just finished.
So who won that match?
I am not sure. The person who was on the beads on the right. But I don't. I think Taiku. Taiku, sorry.
Taegu is how Youngyu and Taegu. So Taegu, I'm pretty sure you're right too. I think Taegu won that game. And here's Raymon on a run of 2, faced with a very open shot.
Taku will play the winner of Kang Lee and Mason Shooting.
And it looks like Kang is, needs only 10 points.
This match here will play the winner of Miguel Torres and Sonny Cho.
Mm-hmm.
Miguel beat Hugo Patino, the reigning U.S. national champion, yesterday in the round 16.
All right, so he's got a 5-rail shot here. He's got to pass a kiss with the red after 2 rails. So let's see how he handles that. Perfectly. He pushes the red into the other corner, and oh, this is a little challenging. He's kind of lined up full on the ball, so he can't go off the yellow. He can't, in other words, there's no angle to go 3 rails or even 4 rails. Unless he feather thins this and goes short, or I'm not sure what he's doing. He's going to have to force. He might try to force follow this. That's one option. Feather thin hit might be able to go long. Yes, he did. Feather thin hit and barely long enough. Yeah, perfect. That was a beautiful hit. It looked for a second that he couldn't see enough of that long rail to go short enough, but with a perfect stroke and a perfect hit, everything is possible. And now
tied at 24
on a run of 2, and now he has a chance for a 5 cushion shot off the yellow. Again, he's got to manage the yellow not kissing. Beautiful. He played it 4 rails to avoid any kisses. If you hit the yellow too full and it hits the short rail first, then it just goes and haunts you on the red. But he cut it, took care of all the problems, and just leaving open shots. 3 rails. And misses it. Boy, he did not want to miss that one. So, back and forth here. He takes the lead, 25-24 in 28 innings. And now Raymon has a 3-rail shot off the red. He just needs to cut the red away from the yellow, away from the white, which he does, and into a kiss. Perhaps hit the ball slightly too full. Need to hit a little thinner, but it's hard to avoid. It's not like he did anything wrong. He passed the kiss. He tried to get his cue ball there fast, beat the kiss, but just so Youngyu has some debris on his ball, which he has to remove. Short, long, long. Let's see if he makes this.
Right.
100% on the ball.
He's really shown that he's gotten the feel for the table since the break.
Yep. Both of them are really, growing to know this table better and getting more comfortable. Now it's time to attack and finish this game. They're in the second half. They're both in the second half. And Youngju's gonna play a tiki here. It lays really good. Lays really well. He's gonna go inside the red and then spin back to the yellow. A little short, a little too much English, or maybe too much ball.
Gil Torres is at 36, and he chose at 32.
Opens up the table. So Raymon has a chance here to hopefully take the lead. He's only behind by 2 points. It's pretty even this game. Very steady, controls the red, creates a short angle. Okay, so he has to hit a little bit. He has to cue a little bit over the red, but he could play this short angle. There's really nothing off the red ball here, so he's going to try to play the short angle, but jacked up and over the red and awkward bridging makes the shot a little bit more challenging. Short rail and then try to catch 2 rails down here. Let's see how much English he uses. He can hit more ball and more English, or less ball and less English. He chose more ball and more English, and he nails it perfectly.
Beautiful. Raymond's on the run of 2.
Run of 2, he's just tied it up. Ties it up.
Sonny Cho is very close to winning this match.
So Raymon trying to play around the table, doesn't go short enough.
26-26. After
for 29 innings.
Younggu plays a 5-6 rail shot, nails it.
Beautiful shot.
Oh, just got kissed out. And he leaves Raymon across table. Younggu scores 1. Gets kissed out on his second shot. And now he leaves a drop-in shot. He's going to try long, short. He picked his spot on the second rail. And now it's just execution. Too far. He made a few shots. He made a few mistakes this way, misjudging the hook. Or it might have been that he just hit the ball. In any case, the follow, and he dove too much, and he hit the short rail first. 4 rails. Just going to try to catch the corner near his hand. And hits it perfectly. Does he leave himself a shot? Yes. He can draw this off the right side of the yellow. And let's see. Ooh, just misses it.
28-26. I think both Miguel Torres and Sonny Cho need 3.
Close game, huh? Looks like a battle. And it looks to me that like Kang Lee is beating Mason Shuni by a big margin. It's not to say that Mason cannot come back, but
3-21.
so Raymon gets kissed out, leaves a very makeable shot, I think. If Younggu can avoid this kiss, he's going to slice this red thin. And he's got to be, if he can slice this red away from the scoring line, then he can make this point. Let's see how he manages this. This is a pretty challenging shot. If he has a window here to pass this white ball, to pass this red ball, let's see what he does with the. Yeah, so hard to get out of that kiss. And Raymon jumps to the table.
Miguel made 1, and now Sonny's at the table, and he just made 1.
So Raymond's going to try to stun this to the long rail and spin it around. Hits it perfectly.
Beautiful shot.
Avoids all the kisses. White ball, if it stops soon, he'll be able to draw this and do another shot. This one's a little bit more kissy, but I think he can avoid this kiss. Or he can choose to just hit the red ball and avoid it altogether. But no, he's going to stroke this. He's going to try to stroke this. You can't put maximum English on here, otherwise you'll go long. He's got to hit it pretty full and get out of this kiss. White ball can go fly 2 rails right into his cue ball, so he's got to pass it. Let's see how he does it. Oh, very difficult. Very difficult to pass that kiss.
Sonny just missed the bank shot. Now they both need 2. Gale makes his point. Played for 1.
Oh, he hits a short, long, and hits it perfectly.
Wow, beautiful.
Not only hits it perfectly, he gets a beautiful leave after the shot. So, Youngyu.
Gale wins.
So Miguel beats Sonny in the other quarterfinal, 40-38. And Youngyu just make another shot for run of 2. He's got 30. And Raymon Groot 27. Youngyu has a very makeable shot here. He can play 4 rails off of the yellow. And just got to take care that yellow doesn't cause any troubles. Like this trouble.
Double kiss.
He just relocated the red.
Did he make it a little bit closer to the rail?
I don't know, but it definitely didn't help anything. Let's see. He double kisses it. Yes, that's right. He moved it exactly away from where it needed to be.
He moved it down towards the short rail just a little bit, and it moved it out of the path.
When you're banking with left English, you put a little bit of English on the
He takes the lead, 30-27.
on the object ball, and it banked it twice across to interfere. Now Raymon avoids the kiss. Does he avoid the second kiss? He gets the kiss, and this time he actually makes it. So it's just a hair here and a hair there. It looked like it was on its way to go long, and then just grabs a friendly kiss and makes it. That could be a turning point in this game. I mean, that's for 28. He's only 2 behind, and now we're going into the final stretch.
Luis Gilbert played. His match is over. We believe he lost to Tae-Kyu Lee.
And Raymon
Score
seems
40-16, 40-16.
Seems a little bit out of sorts here. Misses a short angle. Just by a couple of millimeters.
30-28 after 33 innings.
So this is tricky. He's going to try to hit it not full ball, pretty thin. Spin it. And he makes a beautiful shot. And now here is Youngie with another makeable shot. He can play this off of the red ball. And that's what he's looking at.
Sean, there's only one other match going on besides this one, and that's Kang Lee versus Mason Shuni.
And he nails it. So
Kang looks
that's
to be
front
up
of two.
36-24.
Kang is such a talented player. One of the most improved players at Carom. The last few tournaments he's played, he's averaged over 1.1. And
yesterday in the round of 16, he averaged 2.
No, I mean 1.1 for the whole tournament. He's averaged 1. Yeah, he had a great game. Averaging over 2, he does that often.
40 points in 20 innings.
Oh, and Youngyu just hits a little too much ball on this last one, giving the table back to Raymon. He wants to make a final charge to win, but neither player seems to really make any big runs. Positions
32-28. Young Q over Raymon right now.
What's that?
32-28.
Yeah, Raymon is about to try to pass this kiss. It doesn't look possible. He's considering feather thinning it, but everything looks kissy to me. He must see a window where he can pass this kiss. If he can dose up the English and recreate the angle on the first rail, he passes the kiss barely and makes the shot. That's a beautiful shot. Just looking at it, it looks like it's not there. But, from the player's perspective, he can see if he can pass it by a couple of millimeters. And he really felt that. You see how closely he passed that by? That's why he took a second and third look at that shot. There was a window, and he found it. So now he's going to try to play this short, 4 rails. And he just goes through a tiny hole. With that speed, it's hard to go through that hole. But he got a little unfortunate. That was very unfortunate.
Young Q is playing for 8.
So he's looking to play this double the rail. The red ball could stop in very favorable positions if he makes this. Which he does. He's inspecting to make sure there isn't an easy ticky that he can just nail. He's got shots along the doubling the long rail. He's got shots hitting short, long. He's got shots just natural around. He can do something all along the short table. He has options. He has many options. He's looking at the short, long. It's a big ball. Only problem is he's got a cue a little bit over, jacked up. He can hit either the red or the yellow and still score, because if he hits the yellow off the rail, it's going to have left English to accumulated left from the other rails to spin it in. Only that doesn't score. He ran into the red.
The 8, and the 8 went under the yellow and knocked it out.
You mean the what?
He hit the red, right?
Yeah, hit the red.
The red hits the rail, then hits the yellow.
Yeah, but he was trying to hit the rail before the red.
Yes.
Yeah, hit the red before the rail. Yeah, I think it was an easy shot. The problem was he wasn't able to bridge properly, and as he's not as tall and he's not, and he's got smaller hands, he might not be able to just get a secure bridge. Rail first, and Raymon rolls it into a very favorable position, except for the fact that he's frozen on the rail. So you know, everything. If he was off the rail an inch or two, the shot would be a ton easier. But now he's frozen there. He's got to hit a lot of balls, stun it to the left, spin it 3 rails. It's complicated. It might even be better to hit the. It might even be better to play it as a short angle off the white. But I think he'll. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He's thinking of hitting the white and playing this as a. The red ball is not big here. It's short. It's small. He's got to hit it perfectly. And he does. He hits it absolutely perfectly. That was not easy.
Raymon's on a run of 2.
It's run of 2. He only trails by 2. This going into the final 10 points.
Kang only needs 2 to close it. Looks like 2 to close out that match. Maybe 3. It's an awful long way away. It's safe to say Mason doesn't have many opportunities left. He needs to take advantage of whatever he gets.
All right, he's going to try to hit short, long, short with English. Does he have enough English? Yes.
He does. Beautiful.
And he's developing some momentum. He trails by 1. Maybe he's been playing a little bit tight for the whole game, and he's just trying to find his stroke to loosen up. The last few shots, I think, have maybe helped him get there. He has a chance here. Very awkward cueing to the white, but he has a chance here to hit the red ball. He's going to go back. He might be looking for a little safety here. If he can pass the kiss with the white, he can drop this in. That's what he's looking at. He's thinking of, he's finding a line so he can go softly to the red. It's both position and safety if he misses. It's very makeable. Just has to pass make sure the white doesn't run into his yellow, but that's easy to avoid.
A little too deep in the corner.
A little too deep. So his hedge works. That's a run of 3. Trails by 1.
So the winner of this match will play Miguel in semis, and the winner of the Kang Lee Mason Shumi will play Taeyongku.
Take you. Oh, here's a 7-rail shot, 6 or 7 rail shot that he's trying. That it's very hard to avoid this kiss with the red. He's got to pocket that yellow ball in the corner, and that's hard. Oh, he did it. He actually cut it.
Can he
back it out? Yes. Yeah. That was a beautiful shot. And he's rewarded with a nice position. Perfect.
So my sophomore year at RPI, I roomed with a guy named Jinsung Park, and he was a billiard player.
Oh.
So if he was ever listening or hearing me now,
he'd be proud of you.
He'd be stunned.
So he's got a 5-rail shot off this yellow, and I think he'll make this. It's very makeable. Oh, a little short. He passed a couple of kisses, but he sells out the table to Raymon.
35-32.
35-32 in 36 innings. Raymon is running out of time to make his move. But if you wanted to have a good position to do it, this would be a good position, good time and a good position to do it. He's got a very makeable 3-rail shot. He's got to cut this red ball to the long rail to avoid kiss problems. And let's see if he does that. Is he long enough? Perfect.
Great shot.
He drives the red 5 rails into the other corner into a very small position. And this is another challenge. It's difficult to see what kind of shot he can shoot from here. There's almost nothing. He can hit the left side of the yellow and go up and down long way. He's looking to just drop it in. It's not a big. He's trying to hit the right side of the white and go long and drop it in, but it's a small ball. It takes a lot of precision. But there's some safety value, which is the reason why I think he's going to go for it. If he makes this, would be a tremendous shot, but it's so difficult to hit that 3rd rail and the short rail. Let's see. It's going to hit it. No English.
So Kang beat Mason.
Kang beats Mason.
He will play take you lead.
And people might think of that as a surprising result, but I'm actually not surprised because Kang has been playing so strong.
He's looked great this whole tournament. Every time we've seen him play,
he gets better every game he plays. And being a professional pool player, he hits the ball, and it's not to say he's not a billiard player. He plays a lot of billiards. So he's really put in the time, and he studies. He's a student of the game. He studies at the championship matches. He takes them apart. He has a notebook. We talk about shots all the time together, like almost daily. So he's really, really going for this. This is a hard shot. He's going to try to swing across with a ton of maximum English. And I think he made this. No, very, very good try. He was going
bite off that second rail.
On the second rail, yeah, but it's so sensitive. And he chose this because of the defensive value of the choice.
35-35.
And it just may work because this shot looks really hard. What a beautiful shot. Yes, that was it looks like a lucky shot, but actually, the way he played it, this is one of the big possibilities that can happen. He put enough follow to keep it hugging on the rail, and the English to make sure that something like that happens. It's actually harder to hug the rail, because you're hitting it. Both balls are almost frozen. That was a nice, beautiful shot. Especially in this situation, this is to make 34 points. He's trails by 1. Definitely in this end game. He's trying to draw this into the short angle. So sensitive. He's got to catch the dead corner with just the amount of English, not too fast. Sensitive shot. Passes the kiss. And beautiful. That is a championship shot.
Tie at 35.
And does he get rewarded? He can't see the white ball. You think that you make such a beautiful shot, you might get something a little easier, but billiards never fails to challenge.
Wow.
he sees some sort of hooking masse into this red ball that I don't see. I only see short angles, off the red. He's going to masse the shot. This is where his straight rail background is going to help because they expert with masse shots. He's got to bend this ball and find the new line and avoid a kiss with the red after 3 rails. Let's see if he can get all of this accomplished in this finesse shot. This was amazing. He hit that so well. And that's a beautiful shot. That was a highlight shot. That was an amazing shot. Now he pumps his fist. He's smiling.
He now takes the lead.
That was a beautiful, beautiful shot.
He needs 4.
Takes a lead now.
Takes the lead.
That's a run of 3. He's playing for 4. Now, after making a beautiful masse shot like that, that really can get you charged.
Yeah. Get that extra confidence way up.
Yeah. I felt like he was going to make that. He's such a good masse player.
Yeah.
He runs hundreds in straight rail, and I've seen his masse shot is so secure. And once in a while, those skills help you in 3 cushion. It's very rare that these masses. Look, he's got another masse shot, and because he has to bend the angle, he's also doing this for a little safety purpose too. But if he makes this, he could very well go out. Gentle bend. He's got to hit dead corner, which he does, and he just proved that it's not a lucky shot. 2 masse shots in a row, beautiful shots.
He's on a run of 4.
Yeah.
37, 35. He only needs 3.
Yeah, and you know what? If he doesn't have this shot, he might even have a ticky off the white, but that was a beautiful shot. He's gonna feather thin this. I think he has it. He's got to hit. He's looking where he needs to hit the 3rd rail. He's got to really, really feather this red and just bite the rail so he can get an intense English. He bites the rail and he gets. Otherwise, it'll go too long and hit like the 2nd diamond on the short rail. He needs it really to bite and not get a double hit. He has it so thin, and he almost gets a double hit on the red. But I think he's feeling really strong after those 2 masse shots. I think he can really make this execution perfect execution. And he pushes the red into a beautiful big ball. Now he can
run a 5, 38. He needs 2.
He's playing for 2. Every shot, he's getting more and more intense. He's got a 6 cushion shot here, but a very kissy white ball. He's got to drive that white ball right about the point on the rail where he is going to need to be his cue ball to run in order to make the 6 cushions, to make it, otherwise he'll go too short. So anyway, he's not going to even go for it. It's too kissy. He's going to play a high speed off the red and maybe have a 2-way shot. It could be 3 or 5 rails. Let's see how he hits this ball. 1, 2. He almost made it the other way. So it's a good effort. He runs 5 to take the lead finally.
5. And Young Crew is playing for 5.
But it's a different pressure now because he knows he doesn't have any opportunities left. If he misses, it's game over. Especially with the intensity that Raymon's shown in the last inning. And really with the last few shots, with the masse, with that touchy, thin red ball.
Yep. So he came back from break. He was nice and loose. He took the lead.
Now he's averaging 1.
Very nice.
Young Yu seizes control. And
4 now.
He's going to try to run this out, not even give him a chance. I mean, it's not as if he gets the opportunity. But now he's got a frozen yellow. It looks really difficult. He could play this short angle off the red. It's very, very hard, if not impossible, to go long off the left side of the red. It's really hard to go long, especially now the table's shortening up and you've got 40 innings on this table. So he could try to double the rail, which is what I think he's looking at. He's trying to hit with right English and double this long rail. Oh no, he was able to see the frozen ball. I'm surprised he took his ball off the rail and went for that hard shot. He was trying to play that 4 rails.
38-36 now.
So
he gets back on the table. Only needed 3.
He was very aggressive, trying to. He was basically trying to run out,
Yep.
And he knew if he made that, he would have opened up the shot, and he didn't want to baby an impossible shot off the red. Can't blame him. I mean, this is the time to be aggressive. I think Raymon has a very open shot here. He's going to play this short, long, short with the speed to keep the red on that side of the table, and the cue ball will stay away from. He won't even stay close to the white if he misses. So he hits it a little too fast, but a lot of safety unless he leaves a ticky. He may have left something here. A bank shot. Safety is only useful if you don't leave a bank shot. And the top players, I was talking to Torbjorn Blomdahl once, watching a tournament, and he had pointed out to me that if you're going to play a safety, you don't want to leave a ticky. Make sure you don't leave a ticky or a face to bank at. That's pretty insightful because the top players will make every single bank. I've tried for many years to safe Sang Lee. This doesn't work. All you're doing is setting it up, teeing it up for him, and then he runs 10. So here's a bank shot. It's interesting to see if he plays it from the front or the back or which way he plays it.
Nice.
He just plays to make sure he makes it. Of course.
Only needs 3.
He needs 3. Trails by 1. And he might have a chance here to just play this no English and drop it behind there as flatten the ball. That's what he's looking at. It's very close to pass the kiss, but if he hits it a little thin with a little bit of hold up, he can do it. You can't hit this yellow ball with any kind of thickness because otherwise you get a kiss after 1 rail. Oh, it looks like he's gearing it up for something. He can also, I think he's just going to finesse this as a short. Does he make it? He misses the.
He hit the longer
yeah.
Short first.
So now Raymon, but he plays it. Youngie played it with a little safety speed. So. And now Raymon playing the 4 or 5 cushion. Let's see if he avoids any problems with the red. Is this short enough? It's a good speed for backup. If the table has any more backup left. No.
So Young gets back to the table.
Boy, these games are just, all of them are all just very, very close, huh?
Yes.
The
Exciting.
Hugo Miguel match that we did yesterday in the elimination was very close,
Down to the wire.
Down to the end.
Yep.
This one came to the end.
And it's a fight, too. They're playing defensively, trying to score, and only missing by small margins when they do miss. So, looking at his shot, he's trying to spin this long, short, long again with a safety speed. He's going to run away from the yellow if if he but does he leave a bank shot? There's a couple of ways that he could bank this. If he can, he'll swing this across table. I think that's what he's going to do. With a high speed and a little high right, a little bit of right and a high speed, he can hit long, long. Now, a couple of times so far, he's hit this too thin and gone long and missed the other long rail, just got to the short rail. So I think he's probably going to, think about that and hit this a little faster. He overdid it. He hit more ball.
Yep.
He overcompensated. But that was a challenging shot. That was not easy. But look what he left. Look what he left Youngyu. He left Youngyu pretty much a sitting duck. Except for there might be a little hole here, but he's fully aware of that. Oh, it's, wow. I can't believe he actually went those. The problem was he had a kiss to contend with, too. Right. And when you're trying to avoid a kiss, it's easy to slip up and miss and against the hole.
You don't give yourself an opportunity to score if you don't have the kiss.
At this level, it's not a two-way shot. You have to either go directly or go for the four rails. And he leaves Raymon this long short with follow. He should hook it in. And he nails it. Nice. He's playing for one, and he looks like he's going to have a perfect position to make for his outshot. He should hit this pretty full with English and catch four rails. With this shot, he should be able to drive the white ball 3 rails ahead of the kiss and then come down to score. So it's a spin shot off the 4th rail. He's trying to hit the last rail near the first diamond with a lot of spin. It's just got to stay steady, stay down, and execute. Barely passes the kiss, and he makes the point. Whoa! What an amazing game!
Raymon Groot wins.
Passes the kiss.
37.
Exciting match, and he gets into the semifinals. See how close he passed that kiss by? Like 2 millimeters. But it was very, very good fight with Youngyu, and he manages to win in 40 to 37 and 41 innings.
I want to thank our sponsors. Predator Carom Cues, Sangli Chalk, Aramith Billiard Balls, Ivan Simonis Cloth, High Rock Production, and our host room here, Carom Cafe in Flushing, Queens.
Okay, everybody, stay tuned for the semifinals, and we'll see you soon. We hope you enjoyed that very, very exciting match.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.